The warm fire crackled in front of us at the dead of night. It was quiet enough to hear someone so much as twitch. Cold, dreary, but beautiful. The scenery clearly unmatched, and the way the cool air blew and its rheumatic breeze often felt comforting in the face of heat before us. Nothing really beats being out here, does it? Camping, the chill of the atmosphere and how close we are. Don't scoot away, even for a moment. It gets cold so fast. So fast. Whenever you're away for too long, it feels as though my bones are starting to freeze solid. Scooting closer, hugging like this. Being under the blanket together never feels like enough. I feel as though I need to be with you so much that our skin is holding us back. Do you know what I mean? Desiring one so much that we want to be one. Not that I would ever actually do that to you. That's such as a silly thought. But speaking of silly thoughts, remember one of our plans? We have a whole checklist, and while we've been done quite a bit, there's one thing that feels as though it's written in bold right at the top. One thing that we have been neglecting time and time again. So, I have to bring it up now, okay? You said that we were gonna tell scary stories by the campfire. I know that you already told some the other night, but it's supposed to be the two of us. Both of us should be telling scary stories. Not just you. It doesn't matter that I got scared, okay? Even if we went to sleep a little bit early, it isn't as though I don't want to live up to the promise of both of us being the ones that tell stories. So, with that in mind, it's my turn to tell a story. So listen up, okay? I have one to tell, and you're gonna sit here and listen. It starts a little dumb, but here's the thing. I'm not telling you some random scary story off of Google. I'm telling you something that actually happened to me. This isn't something I would just tell anyone. Not something I could just tell anyone. It takes me a while to even muster up the courage to start telling the story. That's sort of why I've been delaying it as much as I have. Talking as much as I have been before telling the story. I won't be the first to admit that I am just trying to kill away the time so that I can get lucky and not have to tell the story. Yes. Just like the other night when I got scared. I looked down. Yeah. But this is different. I'm the one who tells the story. So, enough pushing things back. Yes, I can tell the story. You don't need to worry about me. It's about time I got this off my chest anyway. It's something that bothers me. It happened a little while ago. Actually, maybe less than a year. And it was stormy that night. It's partly why storms are so terrifying. And it was a loud one. Thunderous and quite rude at that. I was just trying to distract myself. I had the TV pretty loud and I had some music playing as well to drown out whatever I could. But it felt as though the storm itself was there in the very room I was in. The walls looked as though they were getting soaked, and the TV appeared staticky to me. I couldn't really tell you everything that I was feeling, because that was drowned out as well. Amongst all of my emotions, I was feeling overwhelming fear. Fear that was caving my chest in. Fear that was making my arms shake. Fear that was enough to disengage me from reality. But you know me, I'm tough. I told myself that time and time again. When the wind bellowed against the windows, when the trees' heavy rustle and the crackling of branches echoed in my mind, I found myself just giving up. Nothing can be loud enough. Nothing can continue to really hold me in place. In reality, only the thought of you is holding me down. It's like you were my rock, my foundation to this wretched earth, but that fell apart too. Not because of the storm. The storm was just that. And even though they scare me, I know it myself. I cannot really be scared of some water, some clouds, and a little bit of lightning. That can't really strike me. It was obvious that she was scared. She looked though she wasn't even there. Her mind was deep enough within the thoughts of the night. Although she was there physically, mentally, she was back in that room yet again. It started slow. You know in movies when the sound sort of drowns out during intense scenes? Nothing is there, and then suddenly, something is. It felt like that to me. I was in the darkness of the room with only my phone and the TV giving any sort of light, when I heard a whisper. At first it got quiet, then it was right in my ear. As if it drowned everything else out, just to say, hello. But it wasn't just some small hello. It wasn't just a word. My entire body felt as though it was gonna light on fire. Goosebumps filled my arms, my legs. The hair on the back of my neck rose, and it felt as though I was cold. Everything was cold. Even the sweat that formed along my brow. The drops that rolled down my cheek felt icy. I froze in place. I didn't want to and I couldn't move. Whatever this was, instinctively I knew that it wasn't human. You remember that night, don't you, listener? I called you hysterically and I just needed you to calm me down. Well, this was that night. When I finally got the courage to turn around after staring wide-eyed at the TV, there was nothing there. But I kept looking. I kept staring directly to where I heard the closest whisper in my ear that I could imagine. I thought maybe I was just hearing things. But then I felt a cold hand pressed against my leg. This hand, it was pretty big. Bigger than a regular human. And it felt as though it was only mimicking a human hand. Even the texture against my leg wasn't that of skin. I looked that way immediately, and of course, after screaming a bit, again, nothing was there. And the feeling that gripped my leg down to the bone marrow faded ever so slowly. Truth be told, I knew there was something around. I knew it in my soul, in my heart, everywhere. But I knew that leaving wasn't enough. Like if I kept in the room I was in, it was only going to get worse. Something was telling me just to tough it out, and that's what I tried to do, but every once in a while it touched me. Pushed me. Shoved me, even. What started so small, what started in just a whisper, was soon confirmation that there was something there. On a night where it felt as though everything couldn't get worse, it got so much worse that day. I feel as though I'm not freed. She lowered the collar of her shirt a little, and there was something she could not believe remained. A discoloration of skin in the shape of a hand over her chest, with the slender fingers rising up towards her neck. This stopping short at the collarbone.
Thought maybe I was crazy. Until I saw these. They haven't gone away and they won't wash off. When I felt it here, in this spot, I couldn't help myself. I bolted out of the room with everything I had. I felt the tears rushing down my face. I felt my heart pounding so hard that it hurt. This thing marked me